Hello everyone, welcome back to the Toss episode. This time, something pretty special. The yearly games I've played in this year, tops. So this time is 2019. Now, surprisingly enough, I actually have played more than 10 games this year, which is actually kind of surprising. So, I can actually make a final top 10 instead of like something less. But I just want to give this clarification ahead of time. That as I'm narrating this, I still have no idea what should put for the top 4 slots because something just doesn't feel right. You'll know when I get there, but something doesn't feel right. But what I am considered sure is that what's not going to be on this list, and this ahead of time, is Pokemon Rumble Rush. I've only played it for like 2 weeks or so, and just dropped it. Man, what's with Pokemon Rumble and... You know, having hype for the game because I played the first and the first one's good, and just not wanting to play anything else in its series. The only reason I play Rumble World at all was because it's free. And that's it. I didn't like it. So, I'm surprised that even to this day that Pokemon Rumble's kind of terrible. But, I'm still going to give a few honorable mentions, most because one of them is a demo I've only played once, but I'm still kind of hopeful for. And the other is a game I have mentioned as an honorable mention for another favorite game to play. Or rather, or is that honorable mention or just another number slot? I don't know. Honorable mentions go. This is Chris Tales, the demo. I saw it one time, saw the trailer one time, and I feel like, you know what? This might be something I might be interested in. Because it looks like what if Matty Burrito had a budget? So if you don't know who that is, the guy who made this. So, yeah, I was curious to see how well this goes. I might not like it, I might not even play it. Who knows? Not me, not this time. But, who knows? Maybe it might be kind of interesting. We'll see about it. But it does look a bit promising. And the other... Slime Rancher? Man, where did this came from? So yeah, I decided to play Slime Rancher again, but decided to actually play through the whole thing, and you know what? I actually did enjoy it for the time I played it. So, even though like last time I mentioned Slime Rancher, it was, you know, pretty brief, but now that I actually got through that for real, I decided it is a good game. So if I were to not put it on honorable mention, I would definitely put it somewhere around the 7 or 6 slot. But right now, though, let's go to the top 10. Slight thing first, I have played Ukulele one time because of, you know, the Twitch Prime thing, and yeah, I didn't like it because the controls are kind of weird because it relies on being an Xbox controller. I'm playing on the Switch Pro controller, which has the things are kind of messed up, and I just feel like that the controls alone mess me up. So, I'm not gonna watch Ukulele at all, but I'm just saying that it's there. I have played it one time, but that's it. Anyway, here we go! Number 10 is Super Kirby Clash. Now, before I even continue with this particular recording is actually recorded months after the actual like narration, mostly because I forgot about this specific game on the list while I was making it, so I'm doing this now. Okay, now Super Kirby Clash, very fun game. I really do like it. However, I did like, you know, mostly drop it mostly because it got really boring. Because there really isn't really much anything new with it, even though for some reason Nintendo does quote-unquote support the game by giving out more passwords for the gems. However, it's not enough. I mean, there's still only like 4 classes, and there aren't anything new. The thing is, there aren't anything new with Super Kirby Clash. You know, I think the original Kirby Clash was like from kind of Robofall, because I wanted to make its own, his own title. Sure, that's cool and all. However, it doesn't get any real support. So I would say, like, if there's like a new 5th class, or there's something like brand new happening with Kirby Clash, despite being a free game on the Switch, then I would probably put this a little bit higher. But it doesn't. So here we go. Number 9, Wargroove! It's a game I've only played for a couple of weeks and then dropped it. Yeah. Like, I thought it would be a game I'd be interested in. Like, when I first saw it, I thought it would be a game I'd be interested in. Turns out it's not. Huh. That's a huge bummer. Well, they're having their own DLC, or rather, like, expanded content later. So, who knows, maybe I'll get back to it later. But, yeah, it's because there's this one mission that has completely just halted my entire enjoyment of the game, in which you play as, like, one of the main characters, and you have to traverse through, like, parts of the map without losing your, 3 or so units that you can't replenish, that you have to, like, keep alive this entire time. Yeah, that has completely ruined my entire experience with Wargroove. And I feel like, and yes, I could just, get to a much easier mode and then just pass it. I've done it already, but that just ruined my entire experience with Wargroove. Here's the thing about me in games like this. I'm not particularly fond of hard games in general. Like, maybe for a few difficult games, I might consider it, but not if it's the first game in the series. So I'm not particularly fond of hard games, and Wargroove I consider it a hard game. But because of it, it's just not my kind of game. But who knows with the DLC later. I might get back to it, but the thing is, there are a lot of other games on this list I would still like to come back to. So even if I want to play Wargroove, there's a lot of the games I want to play more. Number 8, The City NT Free Edition. PC! Like, I got your PC entry here. And I did find it more fun than Wargroove and Tetris. Yeah, apparently my laptop can't handle it very well. Which is probably why I'm not going to play Monster Hunter Iceborne on my laptop, because if this game, Dissidia, has trouble running, well, it's not that too much trouble running, it just goes a bit slow sometimes, then chances are, if I go play Monster Hunter World, I'm probably going to have a hard time. So, as much as I kind of want to play Monster Hunter World, that's going to have to in the back burner, because I'm not going to get a good PC anytime soon, so it's a bummer. But for the game itself, it's not my Dissidia. It's not the PSP Dissidia. I feel like for me to like Dissidia, I have to have the controls of Dissidia, not like this. I want to play one-on-one. I kind of want to, customize which commands do to what move. And I just don't want to play lock. I don't know. It feels like I want to like this game, but I can't. And if you're wondering, I think Warrior Light and Bard's my favorite characters, so and there's some characters I kind of can't play very well. So yeah, I think I'm good with like Warrior Light, Bard's, Terra, and quite a few others. I think I've deleted the list. But let's see. Oh no, I haven't. It's Warrior Light, Bard's, Garland, Terra, Sephiroth, Squall, Zidane, Cloud Darkness, Jet in that order. So if I catch Warrior Light, then second Bard's, yeah, etc. Out of the ones I played, actually. Oh, and Golbez. Golbez sucks in this game, and I hate it. I like using Golbez in the city, Door to See. But they ruined Golbez in this game, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. That alone dropped the number 8 slot. The number 8 slot in this list. Next. Number 7, the surprise entry on this list is SNK Heroines! I've played it maybe a few times. I kind of get why when I found it was like heavily discounted because no one's playing it online. For those who don't know, this is actually the first game I bought that has Kula Diamond as a playable character. And you know me, I like Kula Diamond's character. She's nice. She's very nice. She's cool. I mean, she's very like not so smart. Oh well, she's like way into ice cream more than she probably should. Learned quite a bit about this character, so that's nice. That's nice. And got to play female Terry because why not? But and of course you can tell those are my two favorite characters. But I do have fun with SNK Heroines. It's just that when it's like traditional like fighting games, I'm not very good at. But hey, it was fun playing those characters when I did. So unfortunately, the online's dead, so I can't really play it more unless some sort of influencer, I hate that word, decides to hey revive that game for a good while. But I'm probably not going to play it online anytime soon or at all. But the game is fun. Well, all things considered, even just the single player is quite fun. So no big deal. But what I really like about SNK Heroines, it's control scheme, which is what would happen if Smash Brothers went like 2D fighting game, in which you only need to put like one directional command and a button, and then that's your special move. And that's what I like about SNK Heroines. Like if I were to somehow go to an alternate universe and see myself as a game developer, especially for a fighting game, I would implement that, where instead of just putting like crazy commands like in Capcom games or SNK games, I would, or even like Tekken, I would set it doing something similar to Smash Brothers, in which like your side and then B or A, whatever, would be one move, and then down would be another, and then that's it, and maybe some sort of other difference, but it's something like that. Like what if Smash Bros. Is a 2D fighting game? That's what I like about SNK Heroines. Final Fantasy X! I have not finished this game yet, mostly because I'm pretty stuck in a hard boss right now, which is the Mount Gagazet Seymour. That's where I am right now in Final Fantasy X. I might beat it by the time I finish this. I bought the 10 and 10 2 HD some time ago, a few months ago. Still playing 10, and I realized that despite Final Fantasy X being the game that got me into Final Fantasy, because I was playing a bit of 10 at one of my cousin's house in New York, and that got me to play Final Fantasy 1. Turns out I really didn't like it that much, which is kind of weird. Like, I heavily regarded 10 as some sort of, like, masterpiece game. Some sort of master game or something. But when I started playing it, I kind of realized why Spoonie didn't like it. So remember, like, Spoonie was actually an actual reviewer when he was doing Final Fantasy X. He was like talking a lot of crud about it. And I was like, oh, come on, it's a good game. You only play like a bit of it. But when I started playing the game, I started to realize why he meant the things he did. The story's just not good. Like what I like about 10 is, of course, the gameplay of it. But even then, sometimes it's kind of weird compared to other Final Fantasy games. But all I gotta say, it's not terrible. it's not great either, which I'm actually surprised at. It's not terrible, but not great. But I do intend to finish in 10 sometime soon, so I can get to 10-2. And I've heard 10-2 is actually, according to Spoonie, better than 10, but haven't got there yet. I also want to finish the story of 10 before getting to 10-2, but that's beside the point. Maybe 10-2 will be on the 2020 list, but we'll see. But as it stands, Final Fantasy X, surprising disappointment, but not terrible.
I have to pay for bringing you into this world. This ends now!
Number 5, World of Final Fantasy Maxima. Now we go to a Final Fantasy game I liked. So, I streamed this, and honestly, I had a pretty good time with World of Final Fantasy, which is honestly surprising. And you get there's some Final Fantasy X characters in there too, which is actually kind of cool. But I feel like, because I think it has a string that made me like it, but the game itself is pretty good. I actually do like it. Not much more reason. Like, you just go watch the stream that I did. Like, all the episodes are currently on YouTube now. So, just be warned, it's a pretty long one compared to the rest of my streams up to this point. So, it's a long one, but it's a fun game. All I would say is that World of Final Fantasy is a fun game. The Maxima content is actually pretty fun. So, just give it a play, I guess. Okay, so 4-1. Here's the thing. Now, I was looking at this 4-1 slots, and I feel like something is not right with these four slots. I feel like something should go in different orders. But I feel like, despite the things wrong with number 1 specifically, I still would put number 1 for reasons you'll get to when I get to it. But for right now, here's a game that I think was my first stream ever. Well, not first stream ever, my first stream Let's Play ever. Let's Go Eevee. Now, I do feel like Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu are better than Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. Like, as a whole. I think both better than Alola. Not because it's Kanto, but because of it wanting to do different things. Granted, it's Let's Go, meaning it's taken from Pokemon Go, which I did not like back when I played Pokemon Go. I heard it's got good, but I digress. But I feel like Let's Go Eevee did a lot of things, a lot of improvements to the Pokemon formula that I'm glad got returned in Sword and Shield, such as the boxes, the roaming Pokemon, or Pokemon on the overworld. Well, just not the one following you, unfortunately, but and other mechanics that I'm glad we're returning in Sword and Shield. Hopefully, these being mainstays forever. We'll see, but I do feel like just needing to catch every Pokemon like in Pokemon Go is kind of dumb. And there's no wild Pokemon battles. I think the whole point is that Let's Go is a good departure from the Pokemon formula, but I feel like it has improved the Pokemon formula. So I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Once you go see the stream, I do feel like the Let's Go formula as it stands could work well if placed in the other regions. So I'm kind of hoping that we'll see a Let's Go for Johto, because yes, Kanto is like the most well-known region, but it's not exactly the best region. My favorite region still, for reasons. But I really do want to see how they take Johto. But again, we'll see if and when they go for Let's Go and Johto. Number 3, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. It's funny that back in 2016 when I played Monster Hunter Generations, I did not like it. Mostly because just very terrible timing. Because back in 2016, it's not exactly the best year for me in gaming in general, but Generations could be a game that I would like to play a lot, but it just didn't end up that way. So when some of the fans, like some guys like Kevin and Shay, they decided to want to play MHGU, I'm just like, you know what, let's go play MHGU, see if like they're interested in playing, and it turns out, yeah, I think I got my Monster Hunter groove back. So, yeah, I got my Monster Hunter groove back. Here's the thing, the top 2 slots on this list have pretty much overtaken MHGU. So, as much as I want to go back to it someday, the other 2 take a bit more priority. But again, we'll see if like Kevin or Shay or whoever wants to go back to MHGU, help me get to G rank and all that stuff. That'd be nice. I'm actually almost done with the story itself. I haven't done with all those single player, but kind of want to get to the point where I get them the main boss monster. But I haven't got to it just yet. I'm close to it, and I feel like, yeah, I got my Monster Hunter groove back on. And unfortunately, I can't play Monster Hunter World because of the reasons I just said. But who knows? Maybe if Monster Hunter World Monster Hunter World can never go on the Switch. It's too powerful. But if I could play Monster Hunter World, we'll see. Maybe I'll go onto the number 1 slot later. But Number 2 is surprisingly the only mobile entry on this list. You might be wondering, why is a mobile entry this high up on the list? Is it like Fire Emblem Heroes? For me, yeah, actually. It's actually competing with Fire Emblem Heroes as my favorite mobile game like so far. And that game is...
シンクロ召喚が新たな可能性を呼び起こす。君だけのデュエルを食らえ。シューティングソニック。5Ds ワールドを体感せよ。遊戯王デュエルリンクス。
Duel Links! Okay, so the reason why Duel Links is this high up is because, well, again, like I said, this is competing for my time with Fire Emblem Heroes. And it's actually maybe consider just straight up dropping on Rumble Rush, because I got it, because I played at the same time as Rumble Rush. And Duel Links is just that much more fun to play, that I decided to just completely overtake Rumble Rush, completely overtake like the rest of the slots on this list, even though some I started playing after. And it really only takes number 1 to completely like maybe stop playing Duel Links for a good while. That number 1 is that, you know, that much played or whatever, that makes people not want to play Duel Links. So the idea is, for this list, which games does Duel Links take over, or what take over Duel Links? And that's the problem with most of this list, because I would rather play Duel Links than I would the rest of this list. So it's kind of why it's number 2. Could have been number 1. I probably should be number 1. The only reason why Duel Links is not number 1 is because when I was playing number 1, I keep forgetting about Duel Links. So number 1 is taking me away from Duel Links. But Duel Links, holy crap! It got me back into Yu-Gi-Oh. I was watching a lot of like Yu-Gi-Oh YouTubers or Yu-Gi-Tubers before Duel Links. That didn't really like more or less got me back into Yu-Gi-Oh. Just want to see what's going on since then, and the whole Link era came a thing, and I didn't want to play that. And so I was like, hey, about and since the 2nd anniversary or whatever, that decided to play, or more or less. So you know what? Yeah, sure. I want to play some more Duel Links. Why not? I don't see like gonna play a game that was in my childhood for like a bit. Also didn't help that back in 2016. There was one day that I was gonna play some Yu-Gi-Oh because some guy brought in a lot of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I almost beat that guy with his own deck. But we had to like call off because it was going into a really long match. So yeah, I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! And that got me to Duel Links, and Duel Links got me to this list. So that's the reason. And I will continue to play Duel Links because it's a really fun game. Do I want to play like that one Yu-Gi-Oh! Game on the Switch? Probably, because it's getting an update later. But I don't have any money for it right now. So if I get that game on the Switch, it might be considered for the list. So I guess for right now that's Duel Links. So time for the number 1 on this list. Okay, some of you might be wondering why is this number 1 on this list, and if you have not actually seen the number 2 slot in this list, here's the reason why this Pokemon Sword specifically is number 1 in this list. It is the only game in the entire list that makes me not want to play Duel Links, and that's it. Otherwise, Duel Links would have been number 1 in this list. That's the only reason why Pokemon Sword is on this list. Because yes, Pokemon Sword is a flawed game. I'll leave it that. It is flawed. Very flawed. Some say, like, unrecoverably flawed. Fine. I won't disagree with you. But, if a game is the only one of its kind from this year that makes me not want to play a certain mobile game, then you're pretty much all set for my favorite game I played this year. That's it. Also, it doesn't help that the game keeps giving me quite a few reasons to continue playing the game, such as, especially with dens, especially with max raid battles. Seriously, max raid battles. I heard it's a Pokemon Go thing, but max raid battles is probably the best thing Pokemon's ever done in the last several generations. Well, that's saying a lot, because it made the game a lot more replayable. It makes the game replayable. It makes the game a lot more fun, especially with friends. It's a co-op mode for friends, which is not something that's kind of normal for Pokemon. And I guess what I'm gonna say is it's a fun game. I find it's a fun game mostly because of the max raid battles, and of course like the shiny hunting and shiny max raid battles, and all the crazy exploits. I feel like the exploits are part of the reason why I find Pokemon Sword and Shield fun. Because like of all the unintended things that you can do in a game, kind of with Auras, like, you're technically not supposed to have, like, secret bases full of Blissies. And you're also not really supposed to be, time skipping the way they do. And funny thing is that the game does punish you for time skipping, or date skipping, but there's a way around it. So, I guess the thing with Pokemon Sword and Shield is, Pokemon Sword and Shield asterisk, and the answer is, there's a way around it. And that's just where the fun thing is. There's a lot of weird things you can do with Sword and Shield due to max raid battles. And I feel like that's actually makes it a lot more fun. And I feel like max raid battles should be a normal thing in Pokemon from here on out. I feel like whenever they're going to do, maybe do like Gen 4 remakes. If they're going to do Gen 4 remakes, have a sort of wild area. Somewhere. Somehow. Even if it's like away from Sinnoh. But I feel like, as a small criticism of like Sword and Shield, I feel like they put the max raid battles too early in the game. Like if they put the wild area, make access to the wild area much later in the game, I feel like it'll be a lot more better. Because for crying out loud, that wild area max raid battles completely break the game, and you get it so early on. It's crazy. You can have an entire team of 6 Pokemon level 100 before you even reach. We even got a chance to start your gym challenge. And it's crazy. It's absolutely bonkers. It's entirely possible to get a full Pokédex before that. If you have like friends who can handle can help you out. So I feel like Pokemon Sword and Shield is an absolutely busted game, but because of it, it's absolutely fun, and because of it, I don't play as much of all my mobile games, including Fire Emblem Heroes. So if a game takes me away from a mobile game, then I feel like it deserves to be tough slot. So anyway, if you guys want me to like make a small review or so of Pokemon Sword, or what I think about Sword and Shield as a whole so far, even before the freaking DLC for Pokemon, what even is this? What year are we in? Oh, 2020 still. Anyway, if you guys want me to give my thoughts on Sword and Shield as it is now, just comment or, I don't know, say something on my Twitter or whatever. But for right now, these are the games I played in 2019. See you guys later for the next Tops episode. I currently have in mind my favorite Smash Ultimate Music pre-DLC. But who knows if something else will take over that. Later.